when they're at Osato Chemicals.
Yeah.
And there's a fun little scene where Bond is trying to be some business guy. And he says to his assistant,
kill him,
Miss Brandt, which, by the way, let me say real quick, James Bond is so distracted by her. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Why is it that Bond is staring at her? I mean, she's cute. Why is he so distracted by her? Again, Bond's character is always mission over pussy. Why is he so distracted by her? It bugged me.
Charlie,
I don't really make sense.
I have to
Mission
argue
over
against that because, like, his actions in these films through all 5 of these films have not indicated that he is mission over pussy.
It's false. My escape route's only for one. What are you after? The girl or the lector?
All right. It's bad for your liver, isn't it?
Nonsense. It adds a sparkle to the day.
Sure it does. My dear girl, don't flatter yourself. What I did this evening was for king and country.
Now, I'm willing to concede that maybe he wasn't distracted by her beauty. Maybe he legitimately thought that the dead body from the night before would still be in the bar, but that's not exactly communicated all that well, and it also doesn't make that much sense, considering the fact that the guards that busted Bond the night before would probably have searched the office to make sure nothing was stolen or missing, which is clearly exactly what happened because the dead body is suddenly gone. But even if it was still there, what would that suddenly implicate Bond, who's supposedly this businessman? Like, what, they would suddenly be onto him that he walked into the office, killed a guy just before Osato showed up, even while Bond is aware that they're watching him? It's weird. It's just a weird moment. It's a weird moment. Just throw it on the pile of things that Lewis Gilbert is bad at communicating.
This movie really is kind of like, we had a really good Bond henchman. Let's like repeat her.
It's
because
Fiona.
she's like,
it's literally Fiona.
It's Fiona
again.
2.0, but she's not as like nowhere near as like cunning, nowhere near as I'm gonna go there. I'm like nowhere near as sexy. I think the actress prior to this was way more like just way more attractive. And I don't want to leave it to that, but it's just like it feels like the filmmakers were like, we liked what we did last time, let's repeat that.
Yeah,
and then they just didn't. They definitely did.
What you're saying, McCurdy, is that he sleeps with her and he's like, hey, I'm going to use my dick to get out of the situation.
It doesn't work.
It appears like she's all for it, and then she betrays him.
Yeah, but it
also,
doesn't. It's just not as interesting.
But also, when Osato says kill him, what do his henchmen then do? They try to murder Bond via machine gun in the parking lot of his own chemical company that's under investigation. It doesn't make any fucking sense. At least wait for Bond to get back to his apartment or something, or send her to go seduce him or whatever, and then have somebody come in and kill him, just like the Chinese sequence.
Hold on, with that whole sequence though, like in the beginning of it, we have fucking shutters again. But I have to bring up the shutters. But we have the fucking compute, like the guy typing on the Burrington typewriter, right? And he's looking at it, and it's like Bond looks up and he knows there's a gun pointed at him as like a security cam, and then it looks super futuristic and it looks super cool for the 1960s. But it's like pointing at him. It's like, well, at that point, why don't you just fucking shoot him? That's what it was. It was a gun, because if you look at it closely, it's definitely a gun. It's not just a camera, and there's a target on the screen. So it's definitely a gun. So why wouldn't you use that gun instead of just fucking showing it?
If you're going to murder him on your property, do it in your office.
Exactly.
With the shutters closed, rather than in the fucking parking lot.
Shutters.
Right?